Everyone in the class, I would like you to raise your hand if your testosterone is below 165 and you have a normal testosterone reading. Raise your hand. If you're one of those people, you're welcome to move on. If you're not one of those people, please stay while we have a conversation about this. Case study is a 25-year-old female who's been on progesterone and estrogen birth control for 8 months, who presents with chronic UTIs that are cyclical in nature. She has spent the last year, closer to really 18 months, on and off antibiotics, including a couple of 30-day stints of the same antibiotic. And then they gave her a heavy-duty one. She stops the antibiotic and within 3 days starts having symptoms again. I have blood work from 2 years ago that indicates that she had an autoimmune disorder at the time and was producing antibodies against her thyroid. That's still in the current blood work that was taken 2 weeks ago. And also in the current blood work and the blood work 2 years ago, there's a huge viral load that's just gotten, 10,000 times worse. On top of that, now because she's been on antibiotics for 16 to 18 months, there's a protein deficiency, a vitamin mineral deficiency. She's overproducing creatine, and her vitamin D, while in a mostly functional range, is still not optimal. She does occasionally eat 78% dark chocolate, but for the most part, that's the only sugar coming into her diet. Her diet otherwise consists of a protein, a starch with her lunch, sometimes a starch with her dinner, very little vegetable intake, very little fruit intake. She uses a protein shake in the morning instead of actual food. She's 25 years old and wants to get off of this cycle of UTIs. She's seen an OB-GYN, her PCP, and a urologist, and all of them just keep putting her on a new antibiotic. And she has been on, literally, since a year ago springtime, an antibiotic. She lifts weights and does cardio 5 days a week, and is really working towards doing a health and wellness competition within the next year. What's not in the blood work? They have not ever measured her cholesterol because she's young and healthy. Just for clearance, like clarification, healthy people don't have chronic infections. And we can clearly see that the neutrophil count in her blood is less than half what it should be. So this chronic infection can't be bacterial. Can't. The doctor's suggestion, I think you should go on TRT. I'm sorry, what? 25 years old, you've put her on birth control, and now you want her to do testosterone replacement? But you didn't even measure her cholesterol. And you might be thinking, why do you keep bringing up the cholesterol? Well, there's this hormone pyramid, and this hormone pyramid at the very top of it, right up here, that thing that you need to get to testosterone to then get to estrogen, which, by the way, her estrogen's a little low too. So that thing that's needed to get from here to testosterone to estrogen, because that's it goes down that path. Like, that's how you get estrogen as a female, is you produce testosterone first and then estrogen. Your body converts it. That thing at the top is cholesterol. You can't have normal testosterone or estrogen without cholesterol. You can't have normal insulin or thyroid hormone or GLP without cholesterol. And we didn't measure it in this girl. But they want to supplement with it, and her insurance won't cover it because she falls within a normal range for a female. The average for testosterone replacement in the area she lives in is $800 every 3 months. And I guarantee you it doesn't cost them $800 every 3 months. Not to mention that then you take away something her body's designed to do naturally without even measuring the top of the pyramid. And I'm sure that there are some functional medicine providers out here who are just going to say, have her do a Dutch test. I know her hormones are low. I don't need the Dutch test. I need to know what her cholesterol is to know if that's where the smoking gun is. Because the other thing is, I also know that because of how lean she is eating for bodybuilding and what goes into the mindset of these athletes, is that she is not getting enough healthy fats. Like, her fats have been restricted to 50 grams a day. That's not enough. So in order to help this woman get better, because she has a viral chronic UTI, I recommended that we do some things to decrease the viral load. I recommended that she add some more healthy fats into her diet and talk to her trainer in her bodybuilding program about why. And I recommended that we get the cholesterol tested. And also, we made a couple of minor adjustments to the supplements that she's taking. I also recommended that she get a new doctor. If your doctor doesn't test everything that goes into the making of your sex hormones, or they get that test back and they say, well, you just need testosterone replacement and your cholesterol is below 200, talk to them about healthy ways to raise your cholesterol first, without creating a problem, because that's going to help your testosterone. The number one cause of death in this country is still heart disease. The number one cause of death when statins were released was heart disease. Every president has pretty much had a council on heart disease. We haven't solved the issue yet, and lowering cholesterol is creating a whole host of other problems, including a significant testosterone deficiency in young men, leading to infertility. Like, do you realize what we're making them impotent? And a lot of people assume that infertility is always a female problem, but in about 20% of cases right now, it's actually the men, because their sperm count's too low. They don't have high enough testosterone for their sperm to have any motility, and we are too nutrient deficient to have healthy reproductive parts, ovary, eggs, and sperm. But at the very top of that reproductive hormone cycle, the very top of that pyramid, is cholesterol. It's cholesterol. And if your doctor doesn't understand what it means to have a healthy, high cholesterol, find someone who does.